Hey there, in this video you will get an answer to the question, what is mind mapping and how can you benefit from using mind maps? Plus, at the end of the video I'll give you the answer to the question, what is the number one mistake that most people make when they start with mind mapping? Here we go. My name is Arjen from Smart Part-Time Student, the channel where we help people just like you study smarter. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. So in this video I will answer the question, what is mind mapping, and really why your brain has been waiting for you for all these years to really start using mind maps, or at least some visual outlining technique. The second thing is that we have a look at the question, what is a mind map and how can you create one? We'll have a quick look at that as well. Third thing is that I have some additional tips for you that make it easier for you to make mind maps and smart mind maps. Now after this video you know what mind mapping is and how you can really benefit from them. But first let's start looking at what is mind mapping. Mind mapping basically is creating a mind map. And a mind map is a visual overview of information. But wait, a mind map? Perhaps we have to understand first what a mind map is, so we have to take a few steps back before we know exactly what mind mapping can do for you. Traditionally, people take linear notes. What are linear notes? Well, it's what you normally see in books. You start at the top, you work your way down to the bottom of the page. You use words, sentences, long sentences. You probably remember these when you were taking notes yourself in school or in a meeting or whenever. You have this paper filled with words and sentences, and they're usually in the same color as well. Mind mapping is just another way of outlining and capturing your information. People love images. But when you look at your traditional notes, you know, the ones that start at the top and work their way to the bottom, I'm sorry, but they're kind of boring. It's all text, long lines, sentences, many words, all in the same color. Mind mapping is different. Mind mapping uses words, but they also use images and colors. Now what this does is it stimulates your brain. And when you stimulate your brain, it's easier to work with the information, and it's a lot easier to memorize and get the information back into your mind so you can use it. Imagine you are looking at the description of a car. So we're not talking about an image, but we're talking about the words on a piece of paper or on a website. So you're looking at the description of a car. And on the other side of the paper you have an image of a car. What do you think is more appealing to you and your brain? Probably the image. Images are the things that we usually look at first when we see a newspaper or a website. We look at images. By the way, me talking about thinking about a car makes your head go, what is a picture of a car? And you see the picture of a car in your head. Yes, it's been proven now. You love images, so let's start using them. So to recap, mind mapping is a method to outline your information using words, images and colors. But wait, we've been talking about mind mapping, but what is a mind map and what does it look like? Let's have a look. What is a mind map? I think the best way of knowing and learning about mind maps is by creating one. I will do this on my computer. I use a software tool called mindmapper for this. There's a link in the description so that you can use and download and use this tool as well. For now, let's have a look at what a mind map is by diving into the mind mapping software. So here we are in the mind map tool. I created on the left hand side a overview of the normal traditional notes. So I start at the top, I add my book title to my notes, and I go through chapter, section, notes, etc. I just add them, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Normally my notes would be something like this. if I create a nice outline. Maybe I'll write even in the sideline, but normally it starts at the top, goes to the bottom of the page. Now it gets interesting, because as said, a mind map is usually the same information, fewer words probably, but it's the same information presented in a different outline, a different format. And what I'll do right now is I'll just start adding the information that is here. I'll add that to the mind map part of this page. I could just drag everything here, but I want to keep this here because I want to show you what the beginning was and what the end result is next to each other. So we'll just start here with chapter 1, section 1. Oh, let me see. It's chapter 1, section 1, section 2. And in section 1 we have a note and some detail. Let me see if I can create a little bigger font here. Could be like this. We'll just do it like this. Section 2 has 2 times a note and another note, and the second note has some detail. Now I could speed up the video, but I want to elaborate on some things here. As you can see, I add new information to this mind map by just typing what I already have. I create new branches because chapter 1 and chapter 2 are both in a new branch. And that is normally done in a mind map. The branches hold related information. So all the information on chapter 1 is in this branch. On chapter 2 it's in this branch. And as you can see already, we have something very abstract in the middle, the title of the book. And we have details, so very detailed information at the end of the branches. And it's the same with a tree. We have the trunk of the tree, we have a big branch on a tree, and it gets smaller and smaller, and then at the end we have the leaves. Every part is important, and there's not a connection between one branch and another except when it's going through the trunk of the tree. So this is the normal general outline of a mind map. Now when I continue, we have in section 2 we have some notes and one detail. And we continue with chapter 3, which holds a section 1 and a section 2. And section 1 has a note and another note and a detail. Section 2 is a note and a detail. And we continue to do this with chapter 4. We're almost at the end. Chapter 4 has 2 sections, or was it 3? 3 sections. So section 1, section 2, and section 3. One thing you may notice that is that all the branches already have separate colors. And this is making it easier for your brain to identify related information. And at the same time, it makes it pleasant for your brain to have a look at this information, because it's more a picture that we have right here. So when I take this information here, and I'll make the map a little bit larger this way, and usually when this happens, when a mind map is really flat, I'll just outline the information to one side. And this is what happens when you have a mind map based on general information, and now we have a neatly organized outline of all that information. So here we go, from boring one color to at least 4 or 5 colors, everything neatly outlined in a mind map. Is this a good mind map? You could say it is a good mind map, but I almost forgot. A mind map uses words, color, and images. And we don't use any images yet, so we'll use images. I'll just zoom in on this mind map because this is all our information, and we go from book title to detail. We have all the information that is related in one nice branch, but we use more images now because we need images to make it more appealing to our brain. And then at the right hand side there's some clip arts that we can use. Okay, chapter 1, and then I want to have the image on top of the text. Chapter 2, chapter 3. I'm not just picking some ideas from these clip arts. I don't know what is in chapter 1, but I usually pick an image that is at least related to it. So now I just randomly chose some, but you probably understand what I mean. We have images that are used in our mind map to make the mind map more appealing to our brain. And as you can see, this is a completely different image than what we had previously with the normal linear books notes that we created. We now have a mind map with branches, nodes, and images, color. So this is a very simple mind map that you can use. You can outline it to the right, you can outline it around. As I said before, you put the subject or the topic of the map in the middle, and then you move outward with all your information. Here are some additional thoughts. Mind mapping has many uses. You could be thinking about note-taking, summarizing a book, presentations, project outlining, what we can create a planning in a mind map. There's a lot of things you can do using mind maps, but you must remember this: a mind map is just a tool. It helps you to accomplish a goal. Don't waste time on creating too fancy mind maps. It's not about creating a nice looking mind map. It's about creating an overview that is helping you move forward. Most people, when they start mind mapping, they don't do that. They just want to create a nice overview with images and colors. Remember, a mind map is easy to make. You just saw how you can create a mind map. It's easy to make, but if you want to create a good mind map that is helping you create a good outline of your information, that might be a little bit trickier. For more information on how to create a good looking and useful mind map, have a look down below in the description. But remember, you have to make sure that a mind map is a tool that takes you from a lot of information to a good overview of what you need to move forward. So there you have it. You know about mind mapping. You know that mind mapping is just a method for creating mind maps. And mind maps are visual overviews that use words, images, and colors. And you now also know that it's not about creating a nice looking mind map. It's all about creating a map that helps you move forward. So next mind map you create, make sure that you create one that captures the information, outlines it in a good way, and then you use it to move forward. If it's for studying, if it's for your work, if it's a planning, if it's just for organizing your thoughts, capture and use the map. And if you still have time left, you can create a mind map that is looking really good if you want to. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe, like, comment if you like to, and also let me know which videos you also like to see. Remember that all the links to the software, links to descriptions, links to other things are all in the description below. When you like to learn more, have a look at the other videos that I created or visit the website. Again, links in the description. For now, have a great day and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.